Lozen with you in the Apres Lounge. You're listening to Vibe Radio. That was Daniel Caesar. Also played Noah Khan in that set list with The Great Divide. And one of the themes he's been really open about across his latest record and his Netflix documentary Out of Body is mental health and the challenges that can come with it. I saw an excerpt of him in an interview where he was talking about something that really stuck with me. The idea that sometimes you can become so familiar with your pain or sadness that it starts to feel like identity. In other words, sometimes what we've been through starts to feel like who we are, even though it isn't the full story of us. And there's something really powerful sitting underneath that. Just because a version of you has existed for a long time doesn't mean it's the final version of you. It might just be what you've gotten used to carrying. And it's worth saying out loud, especially during mental health awareness conversations, that patterns can feel like identity, but they're not fixed. You're not stuck being the version of yourself that formed in a hard chapter. Change is uncomfortable, but it's possible. And I want to widen that out for a second because there's also a bigger conversation happening in the music world right now. There was a CBC survey highlighting that in the music industry, about 51% of people surveyed have contemplated suicide. That's roughly 1 in 2. It's a heavy stat, but it points to something important behind the visibility, behind the social media moments and the glitz and the glamour. There's a lot more pressure and vulnerability that people often don't see. So I'm inviting you right now who's listening to think about this in a very simple, grounded way. Think of 2 musicians you know, 2 musicians or 2 people in the music industry right now that you know. Statistically, one of them has likely had those kind of thoughts at some point. One of them has contemplated suicide. And that's not to alarm you, but to underline how common and how under discussed this can be. And it's not exclusive to music either.